This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Northland College in Ashland has a little more than 2 days to raise $12 million to stay in business. An emergency fundraiser ends at midnight Wednesday. The Board of Trustees admits in a letter issued last week they have a long way to go to reach their goal. Meanwhile, Northland faculty are offering a plan to cut costs and increase revenue. It includes reducing enrollment and renting out some student housing to the public. Critics of President Biden's Gaza policy want to send him a message. They're urging at least 20,000 Wisconsin Democrats to vote uninstructed in tomorrow's presidential primary.
That is the margin of victory that won Wisconsin for Joe Biden in 2020. We're hoping to get at least 15% of the vote statewide to gain delegates for the DNC in Chicago this summer.
Heba Mohammed is with the group Listen to Wisconsin. She spoke with WISN TV's Up Front. Wisconsin Democrats hope candidates running under newly drawn legislative maps could mean more votes for the Biden-Harris ticket in November. State Democratic Party Chairman Ben Wickler calls the idea reverse coattails. The race between Biden and Donald Trump is expected to be fought at the margins in battleground states like Wisconsin. Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher is reportedly taking a job with a data security business. Those reports say Gallagher is joining the firm Palantir, which focuses on national and international security. One of Gallagher's main causes was concerns about the security risks posed by the social media app TikTok. Gallagher leaves Congress on the 19th. Children in Wisconsin from low-income homes will get nutritious food this summer. Wisconsin is taking part in the federal Summer Electronic Benefit Transfer Program. Qualifying families will get preloaded debit cards to use to buy groceries.
We've got families with low incomes, most of them working, by the way, but just not able to put that extra meal on the table for kids who are at home during the summer months.
Shelley Forner is with the Hunger Task Force of La Crosse. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Drivers may be annoyed when construction starts today on I-41, but Scott Ebel with the Wisconsin DOT says the project is needed.
Obviously, 41 has operational issues, it has capacity issues, and this is going to help address all of those issues.
It may seem like a simple project with 23-mile stretch between Appleton and De Pere being expanded to 6 lanes. However, Ebel says there's still an environmental impact they need to be aware of.
The highway goes through pretty much all old lowland. There's wetlands all over the place. You just maybe don't realize it because it's kind of urbanizing very quickly, but there's definitely a lot of wetlands around there.
Construction is scheduled to begin today and continue through 2029. Police arrest a 43-year-old Brillion man and charge him with several child sex offenses. Police say Jesse Poole is charged with child enticement, using a computer to facilitate a child sex offense, and 2 counts of causing a child to view sexual activity. Brillion police were made aware of a social media post that showed Poole trying to meet a 13-year-old girl to engage in sex acts. Poole is released on a $2,500 bond. The Greater Green Bay YMCA has been serving the area for over 100 years. They're now looking to build. Aaron Smith, the executive director of financial development, says the Broadview location of the YMCA is aging and it needs to be replaced.
It was aging when I was a kid 30 years ago, so we do need to replace that Y.
Smith says they are fundraising right now through June to help pay for programs to make the Y accessible to all.
We never turn anyone away for failure to pay. We want to make sure that it's accessible to everyone. So, a lot of the kids and families that come to the Y, they may not be able to have pay for a membership, and we make sure that they can come anyway.
Contribute to the annual campaign or donate to the Y. Smith says to go to their website and click on the Give tab. The Greater Green Bay YMCA serves members through 5 different locations. One person died following a single vehicle crash in Nepieskin Saturday morning. A release from the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office said the accident happened at County Road M and Osborne Road. When on the scene, first responders found the driver unconscious. The driver later died from their injuries at the hospital. An investigation into the crash is continuing. The Oshkosh Arena is for sale. According to a listing on LoopNet, Fox Valley Pro Basketball is selling the 80,000 square foot facility with 4,600 seats for events. The arena is home of the Wisconsin Herd. The property was built in 2017 and no asking price was listed. We can expect to see more ticks this year because of the warmer temperatures and a mild winter. Experts say we'll see an explosion in the tick population. Ticks can carry Lyme disease and alpha-gal syndrome, which is an allergy to a sugar contained in red meat and dairy products. Protect yourself outdoors by wearing insect repellent and checking yourself, your clothing, and your pets when you come inside. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WGBW News.
The Brewers sweep the Mets. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers with a 4-1 win to complete a 3-game sweep of the Mets. On Saturday, Mets pitcher Yohan Ramirez ejected for throwing a wild pitch at Milwaukee's Rhys Hoskins a day after his hard slide into second base.
Driven in 4 runs. And that one sails over his head. Oh, boy. I don't know if there was intent involved. Oh, boy. The umpires are all gathered. I don't know exactly what they're discussing, whether to issue warnings. They just threw Ramirez out of the game. Oh, wow.
The Mets manager, Carlos Mendoza, suspended 1 game. Ramirez appealing a 3-game suspension. The Brewers' Rhys Hoskins.
People boo you. People doubt you. People do whatever they do. Big leaguers don't miss by 8 feet.
NBA, the Bucks with a win in Atlanta over the weekend. They play the Wizards tomorrow night. College basketball, the Badgers women's team in the WNIT Grade 8. They host St. Louis in the Kohl Center tonight.
You know, obviously really excited for our players and the program to be able to take another step towards what it is that we're trying to accomplish and being able to play. I think our kids are really excited. I'm really excited. And I think, you know, it shows that we're headed in the right direction.
That's Wisconsin's women's head coach, Marissa Mosley. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Boss fans meet Bear fans. Bear fans meet Boss fans. Variety reports that Jeremy Allen White is in talks to play Bruce Springsteen in a film about the making of Springsteen's 1983 album, Nebraska. The film is called Deliver Me From Nowhere. The album was a critically acclaimed departure for Bruce and is an adaptation of Warren Zane's 2023 book of the same name. A floating door prop from the film The Titanic that saved leading lady Rose's life has been auctioned off with other movie memorabilia. It's the piece of wood Rose and Jack were floating on as they waited to be rescued. Eventually, Jack vacated his half of the prop and got in the water so Rose could live. The prop was sold for $718,000. That might sound like a lot, but if you finance with PayPal, you can pay it off in 6 months interest-free. That's just 6 easy payments of 120 G's for a piece of wood with water damage. Whoopi Goldberg says aliens are among us. The subject came up on The View when Ghostbusters Frozen Empire star Kumail Nanjiani was on the show and said he didn't believe in ghosts, but might believe in aliens. Whoopi wasted no time saying they're already among us, at which point co-host Sunny Hostin joked, aliens are talking to Whoopi. Goldberg continued saying we always need to be aware because that is the nature of being an earthling. I knew it. Speaking of sci-fi, I'm back and forth with the genre, to be honest, but the show Three Body Problem was really intriguing and kept my interest once it got going. It's a story about a group of scientists and a policeman who try to fend off an invasion of aliens who barrel toward Earth after receiving a signal in the 60s. The show is based on a book of the same title, but Whoopi Goldberg thinks it's real. There is trouble in paradise, but the good news is that 62-year-old Tom Cruise is available again, ladies. His Russian socialite girlfriend, Alsina Karova, 25 years his junior, says she is ending the relationship. The news comes just a month after a publicity stunt announced their courtship to the world, which is definitely legit because Cruise does all his own stunts. Karova is in the process of divorcing her diamond-dealing Russian oligarch husband. Translation? She told Cruise to get a second job or they were done. The hips really do tell the truth. And now there is proof. Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore gave pop star Shakira's famous hips a polygraph test to see if they do or do not, in fact, lie. Get it? The gag was part of a cold open on The Tonight Show. Fallon and Barrymore monitored the results as the pop star shook her famous hips, which they concluded were not lying. Shakira felt vindicated and breathed a sigh of relief because polygraphs aren't always accurate, and she was looking at life without parole. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be mostly cloudy today. We may catch a sprinkle or two at some point here this afternoon. Our high 45 today with wind northeast at around 10 to 15. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, 32 tomorrow. Mostly cloudy with a sprinkle or flurry possible and a high of 46. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 39.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.